Microjig, maker of the gripper. Work safer, work smarter.
I made this kitchen drawer organizer several years ago, long before I started making videos, and my wife asked me to make a couple more. So this time I think I'm going to make it out of cherry, and I'm going to keep the same layout, but this time I'm going to make a small change. I'm going to make finger recesses in these two dividers to make it a little bit easier to get your hands into the actual compartments. I resawed a bunch of 4/4 cherry right down the center, and I did enough so that I could get 2 drawer dividers out of this. So the next thing I'm going to do is flatten one face at the joiner, and then I'll rip these to their final width at the table saw. Before going to the table saw and ripping all these boards to their final width, I'm going to make one edge nice and square and flat at the joiner. I used a piece of scrap wood to dial in the length of the drawer divider front and the drawer divider back. And now that I have my positive stop set at the right length, I can cut the actual pieces. Now I can cut the sides of the drawer dividers, and the length of the sides isn't as critical as the length of the front and back, because in the very back of the drawer divider I'm going to have a little thin shim which is going to push the drawer divider to the front, which will tighten everything up. In order to join the front and back to the sides, I'm going to use a half lap joint. So I set up my table saw with a stacked dado set blade, and I'll make those cuts next. I need to next make a dado in a few of the pieces to receive the actual dividers. And to make those dados, I'm going to use my stacked dado set and my table saw. I have all the dados cut in the perimeter of the drawer divider. The next thing I need to do is make the dado in one of the dividers that goes across the width of the piece. But I can't make the dado for that piece until it's cut to its final length. The only problem is that I have the stacked dado set installed on my table saw now, and I need to cut this to length, but I don't want to have to remove my dado set. So what I think I'm going to do is cut all the way through this divider with the stacked dado set so that I can come back and put the 2 dados going this way for the other 2 dividers. I lowered my dado blade again, and now I can make those dados in the dividers that run widthwise across the organizer. I dry assembled my organizer, and I am completely finished with all of the dados, so I can remove my stacked dado set, and now I just need to cut the center dividers to their final length. I have both drawer organizers dry assembled, but before I glue these together, I want to make finger recesses in both of the long dividers. With a little bit of carpet tape, I taped all of the dividers together to make cutting them out a little bit faster. I finished both of the drawer organizers with something called Millie's tongue wheel finish. It's a food safe finish, so it's perfect for a project like this, which is going to be coming into contact with silverware. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And also check out my Patreon page and see what I offer Patreon members, and you'll find a link to my Patreon page in the description of this video. See you next time.